Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Knackologgy 101, and I am your knackologist. Yes, I am your spiritual weather forecaster. How about that? I'm your spiritual weather forecaster, and I'm going to tell you what I see on my Doppler. Okay, on my spiritual Doppler. So I'm going to show you what I'm hearing and seeing on my spiritual Doppler. Now, I don't know if you know anything about a meteorologist, but meteorologists, oh, they always come on, they always do a little this and a little that. So this is what you're going to get from me. You're going to get a little this and a little that. All right, I might sing, I might make a skit, I might read from out of one of these wonderful um, uh, tarot books, spiritual experiences here, and I'm going to definitely be coming out of my own. Yeah, coming from my own collection. Yeah. Okay. And so with this, I am so excited to be here with you guys. I'm so excited to be sharing these wonderful downloads with you. So you guys are going to get a chance to really sit and take a nice sip with me. Okay. And this is one of my little affirmations. That's that gunpowder green. That's that gunpowder. Pep you right on up. No, but I'm holding it on my stack. What does that mean? I'm holding it on my stack. I'm holding it on my stack. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe that'll mean something to somebody later on. I'm holding it up on my stack. All right. Do your best. All right. Because that's really what this is about. This is about giving you a spiritual forecast so that you can have an idea of what your spiritual aptitude is going to be looking like throughout the week. So we're here on a Friday. We're running up the fun, all right? Because Friday is our fun day, right? Shout out to Archangel Uriel, the pilot. Okay. I really like listening um to his, his channel, listening to his music. He's pretty cool. I think you guys should check him out. He doesn't probably know I watch him, but I want to give him a shout out because out of all the people that I have been watching over the past couple of years, and I have watched a couple of you actually transform, I have watched a couple of you actually do a lot. And at the time I wasn't mandated to move forward with doing any kind of um, divinities here. Okay, so I was just observing to see if this was something that I could handle, something that I wanted to do, and that I was really led and called to do this. Now, this is not what it's all about for me. It's not all about doing a reading from a card and showing you what the card says and making you feel something about what it is that the card is saying. But what this is about giving you an idea, generalistic viewpoint or perspective of things that might be going on in your life in real time, and that this might be inspirational. It might aspire for you. It might give you an opportunity to really take a look at what life is really unfolding for you in the spirit realm. Okay. And so this is going to be able to help you be able to come to plenty of determinations in your life. When I was growing up, the thing that really established itself in me, in my heart, and thanks to my parent, my mom, um, even my dad, but my mom mostly, because she is the one that trained me in the traditional religiosity and the divinity also too of Christianity. And so, although it was something that I, am not necessarily what you call active in practice at this point, I do hold a lot of those Christian values dear to me. But I also do understand that it is a life process to be able to understand your purpose in this world. And it actually goes outside of the book. So what I mean by goes outside of the book is that everything in that book is real, and it's so real to the people that lived during that time. Now, I'm not taking away from it being it not being a timeless piece of work. But what it has done, it has allowed me to be able to come to a level of evolution as a human being and as an individual, to be able to come from some mediocre status in my own finite thinking to come to a more superior mind of God. Okay. And this is not saying that I am God, but I do take on the mind of a godlike nature. So that means that I am, I can give birth to children. I have given birth to children, okay? And so I do know about co creation, all right? And so I always want to give the respect where it's due, but there are so many different things that I have been able to discover that I have found to be true that is not necessarily the benchmark that Christianity stands for. All right. And so this is why you see me here today. And so with this 6 minutes, if you want to know this about me, you're going to have to come back to this video and hit it, okay? To be able to hear how I started off my journey. Now, I had this one amazing video that I put up. I took it down, I recorded it, but I kept on calling myself a Moxium, but it's really Oxium. Okay, it's really an axiom. All right, so an axiom is something that is self-evident. So when you look at me, I am, or what I am. All right, if you want to say that, if you want to look at my superficial attire and you want to be able to identify me, you may have some challenges. I'm gonna be real with you, because I'm me. I'm unique. I am a woman. Okay, I gave birth. I'm naturally born that way. But a lot of things about me are, uh, you know, you can pick on a lot of parts on me. But I don't mind, because I know how to heal those parts that you pick. I know how to regenerate myself from the parts that you try to pick apart. And anything that is taken away from me wasn't meant for me to hold so tightly too close to me. And I might be making room for something way more better, and a higher level of abundance, that maybe things that I thought could bring me at the time, that it wasn't actually bringing me it. If that makes any sense. So I'm holding on to only the things that are supposed to for me to hold on to, but I'm like a rocket. When I get to a certain atmosphere, those, little sprockets or them tanks that, were helping me be gassed up to get there, they gotta fall away, because they're gonna become dead weight. So the message for today is, don't allow for old traditions to become dead weight in a new life. Right? Don't allow for things that are no longer serving you, which you hear this all of the time. You be like, what is not longer serving me? Like a pair of nails. If you've had that set on for a very long time, you might want to start with a fresh set. All right. But if the set was put on really, really well, then why you want to take it off? Why you want to break something that's working? So anyways, I know that was a little bit superficial, but hey, you don't want to break your car when it's working just fine with you, just because you want to give yourself a reason to move on to a different kind of status. No, you're growing with it. When your car is ready to be transformed into dump the dump, then that's where you're gonna be transformed to the dump. But it's not time yet, all right? So you still got a lot of breath in your body left, and your car still's working. You've been able to click on the channel. You can listen to the conversations that people is having. So your car is working just fine, all right? Now, if you want to take your car on a road, you want to make sure that it can take, the travel, right? So you're going to do things to get yourself, I don't know why this conversation is coming, but I guess we're going to talk about it. So I guess you're going to get yourself ready for whatever the travel is going to be. So you want to make sure that you are getting the routine maintenance happening here, and you're making sure that your oils are on their right prime levels, and transmission fluid and your car, your tires have been rotated, and that your air conditioning is working properly because it's gonna be getting hot this summer. That your air conditioning is working in your house, and that you don't want to be burning up in that bad boy because you ain't got no real windows. What am I talking about? Anyways, so we 10 minutes and 22 seconds in, and I think that we have had a great conversation so far. But I'm just kind of channeling here. And of course, we'll be able to go back to certain conversations that we need to have a little bit further on. But right now, we're just going with the flow. Because my instruction today from the Gemini energy was just to, as I'm researching, as I'm on this road of discovery, that I need to keep my eyes peeled because I am going to be discovering some very rare gems here. And I am going to, as I'm given influence, share those with you. One thing that I was learning about that's very important is that, I watched readers a lot of times, and I learned through observation. And, I like to put in the time that a lot of people won't. I like to put in the time to be able to observe very all the elements of something that I want to do. Now, I've never really been like that. I've always been like a fool. I always jump in head first. I say, "Oh, I like it." But something that my son taught me, and he just recently taught this to me, but I was already kind of working on it, but it just hadn't been given an identity at the time to me because it was just something just kind of like a gem that was just kind of sitting around that I didn't recognize, right? So my son was telling me how he was going in for ranger training. Now this is very challenging when, someone goes in to become something uh, like a ranger. All right. And we're not talking about, Texas Ranger, but yeah, Texas Ranger, because he knew karate. All right. He was a Texas Ranger. And I asked my son, I said, "You going to be a Texas Ranger?" And he was like, "No, Mom, not like that." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he was like, "Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to carry this machine gun around." And I'm like, "A machine gun? Damn. Oh, God, I'm going to have to learn combat." I'm like, "Son, that's why you had wrestling when you was coming up. All right. Utilize your skills." All right. But whatever this case may be, okay, in this situation, it was basically, he was telling me, he said, when I completed my basic training, I they came through and they said, "Okay, we got this ranger training." And he said he wanted to do, he wanted to do the ranger training. And then he said he don't know what it was that made him stand up, but he stood up and was like me because he said nobody else was willing to do it. So some of you guys may be out here in these spiritual streets, right? And you got picked because you said, somebody was like, "Who wanna be some?" But it wasn't like a pick me. Now I'm gonna talk about two things. One thing is this. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the volunteer. Then I'm gonna talk about the pick me. So the volunteer here is someone ambitious, willing to do what other people see as too difficult for them to want to do. Okay? Taking on a challenge that others may be saying, "No, I ain't gonna do that." Now, why is it necessary to have a volunteer mindset? Because that's how you open yourself up to anything that you might want that is worth attaining. You give to a situation that you feel like you want. If you want a Louis bag, for all the materialistic people on this channel, you are going to pay for the bag. You're going to do whatever it takes. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to steal it, but if you going to steal it, you're going to take action to put that, what it is that you desire, into your possession. Yes, you're going to do what it takes. So in this situation, we want to let you understand about when you give of yourself, when you give of what you have to be able to attain something more that you desire, or more, and or to become more. Why do people purchase Louis bags? Because it make them look wealthy. Why do people apply for positions that pay a lot of money? Because they want to increase their network. So a lot of times when people volunteer, it's because they're giving of something of themselves freely, so that they can attain something that they desire freely. That's different. So this conversation is different from buying and giving. Because I just said that you give, but this is not something that you pay with money. So maybe that example wasn't the best example to give, right? Maybe that example was about what it could potentially be, what it could feel like is that you're paying. Because if you've ever served at a soup kitchen before, you have to know that you might be serving them something that they don't want to eat, something that you wouldn't eat. Okay? So it feels like it's a lot to give something that you wouldn't even give yourself. But when you give of yourself, you're giving of your time, you're giving of your servitude. So it really is not about the material thing that you are rendering, but it is the willingness and the sacrificial mindset that is bringing you into this. Now, it's one of these in the deck that was showing me about sacrifice and serving others. I think I'm going to read from this deck. Hold on one second. I'm going to read from this cluster. That's Sagittarius. I'm going to do y'all's. This is your 12th house. So in your 12th house here, and this is a part of what I'm going to be giving. When you're thinking about your 12th house, you're looking at spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So we're on par, right? I was thinking about par 54. I think it's par 54, which nobody been able to accomplish that 9. We're going to get par 54. Par 54 is like perfection in hitting the eye, hitting the bird's eye. So I'm calling for my whole tribe to have perfected eyes, to be able to see all, and not necessarily, what it is that somebody is feeding you. One thing that I realized, and this is something that you might have to sacrifice. This is something that you might need to give into. You might need to give into the fact that, that you are unlike any other, and that what you provide, no one else can provide. So let me tell you, if it's 5 volunteers serving at a soup kitchen, only one scooper can put something on a plate at a time. Only one scooper can put one thing on us. If you've ever watched in the soup kitchen, when they're putting food on the trays, they are scooping. One person is scooping, volunteering their services, and then they push the plate, and then someone else scoops it, and then they volunteer their services, and then somebody else scoops it. Now somebody might scoop broccoli, somebody might scoop a rice, somebody might put the meat on there. But that's what everybody is doing. Anybody in this community, they all are volunteering their services until they become monetized. So it doesn't become a business until somebody's paying for it. But somebody has to pay. This is what y'all don't understand. Even in monetization, somebody has to pay. So it is of you, of someone else that is now giving to you, for you giving to them. That's why it makes a difference what I said earlier, that when you give of yourself, you're getting back something that, you gave of, but now you're receiving something back that you actually wanted from the beginning. So you wanted to help people in the beginning. So now you go volunteer at a soup kitchen, and now you're helping people. So that fulfillment of whatever that goal was that you sacrificed and gave of yourself, now you're receiving something that is going to be just as valuable as what it is that you gave. People want to get the bang for their buck, basically. So this is the reason why you have people subscribe that have 5 subscribers and 100,000. Now let me tell you something that I recognized. It all depends on what you're giving. Depends on what you get back. Because if you're giving access, you're going to get a lot back. If you're giving access properly, which is the Two of Swords coming up with the Knight of Wands. What is it? The Knight of. Let me see what my deck was, because I don't want to be giving y'all the wrong stuff. Somebody's gonna be looking for a new purse because I said it. The reason why I know you're gonna be looking for a new purse because this is Pisces energies here. Okay, let's just jump. So Pisces, so we talked about volunteering giving. We talked about the 12th house and spirituality, transcendence, karma. Karma. That's what we're talking about. Karma. So we're talking about giving and giving back, getting back. It's reaping and sowing. Let's simplify this. Because it was a channel, and then as it channels, then I can be able to, compartmentalize messages that come in because now it's just sitting on me, and now I can just kind of play with it. But when it's dropping down, it's like, ooh, that, oh, that, oh. It's like when I go in a candy store, how I work spiritually, it's like going in a candy store, and I got all this selection, and everybody is saying, sample this, sample that, sample this, sample that, taste that, taste that. You don't like that? I don't like that too much. You like this? But you can choose from all this. And then I got samples, I'm going to tell you, that I haven't even tried. Because a couple of things that I have tried that I have received from the divine, it been so good. I'll be like, oh, you want me to try something else? Because this is so good. Like, why do I need to try something else? Because I want to give you the abundance. I want to give you that 9 of Pentacles. But first, here's your 6. Who got your 6? Let me look that up. I don't know. For some reason, I want to look this up. So we in Knackology 101. So we're going to go with the flow, right? So, hey, Siri. Can you tell me about the term? Can you tell me about the term Watch Your 6?
The 6th version, watchOS 6, was released on September 19th.
I'm not talking about that, but it might look like that from so this might have something to do with something that you invested in back in September 19, 2019.
I don't understand.
So this was okay. So you don't understand. Let me explain. When I asked her to watch your 6, she told me that this was about a watch that came out September the 19th, 2019. So this particular, so it seems as if, or from the download that I'm getting, this might have been given, you might have been holding on to these pentacles since 2019. And when I think about this happens in a physical year. So something wants you to go back to 2019 when you did all your work, and they want you to heal. They want you to honor. They want you to honor yourself because you've been working on this since 2019. And I'm going to be real with you. I have since before the pandemic. This was 2019 was 5 years ago. 5 is my life path number. Hey Siri,
Mm-hmm.
give me some information about life path number 5.
I found this on the web.
So we're going to do some web work, okay? That's how we do it, right? Okay. So the number 5 here, and this is 101. So just know 25 minutes in, we in 101. So this is, if people have already professionalized their channel, maybe they won't be watching this. But this is for people who are starting off in this community like me. I have high levels of spiritual backing, but you know, tarot cards and all of that stuff like that, I'm gonna have to study more, okay? Just because I'm new doesn't mean that I'm inexperienced. It just means you ain't never seen me before. Just like when people be bringing you out new products and they be like new and improved. I don't know why I did my face like that, but okay, y'all. All right. So, Siri said that in the 5. Here we go. Let's go. So, if you want to know what a life path number is, it says it derives from your date of birth, of course, and it's about key traits and as well as your purpose in the wider world of a lifetime. And this is coming from what's this website here? Let me make sure I give respect where it's due. Cosmopolitan. Let me find out Cosmopolitan know about horoscopes, astrology, and tarot. These are the generations that have been forming our culture for over time. How many of you guys remember Cosmopolitan magazine? I want to know, and I think I'm gonna start a Cosmopolitan radio. Oh, I like that Cosmopolitan radio. Yeah, I think I like that. Don't steal it. I might not post this. Cosmopolitan radio. It's speaking into existence. Eureka. Cosmopolitan radio. Yeah. We could definitely have conversations about that in the Cosmopolitan. Because all of y'all is in the tarot. I'm gonna just keep it real. If when you hashtag tarot, it's like 6 million videos and counting. So I know some of y'all church folks is sitting up in here in the tarot rooms. And y'all shouldn't be so petty, okay? Because that just makes y'all backstabbers and backers and backers, backdoors. I don't want to say that. Anyways, I'm not saying all of everything that's about to be coming out. No. Because I learned self-control. So that means that some of this stuff that they be talking about, I ain't talking about it. No. Because it's not, people want to say, oh, I just want to read what I want to see. But can I be honest and tell y'all that a lot of times when these readers got problems in their marriage, they're going to be reading about their marriage to you. When people have problems with their kids, they're going to be reading about their kids to you. That's what none of this stuff that you got to know, got to understand. There are some readers that don't got nothing to do with your life. And you give to them. You get on their channels and you give them like $5 or $10 or whatever for them saying some shit that you like. It's entertainment, but don't make it look like somebody fake because they don't because you may think that the way they reading their cards ain't the right way. Who are you? The card police? Why you want to be why you don't even believe in Jesus? Hey, you got a Jesus piece. But this is the point that I'm talking about. How you going to believe in Jesus? Okay. Do y'all even know who Christ is? See, this is the thing that I be listening to. I'll be hearing tarot readers be on here going in, and they don't even have the Holy Ghost. So don't be up here on this channel. Don't be up in the tarot community if you ain't got the Holy Ghost. Because if you are up in the tarot community, you can have problems bigger than the ones that you coming up in there to fix. Even if you just nosy and curious. If I was you, if I was a Christian, if I weren't really changed, I would stay away from divination. I would stay away from divination. I would stick with astrology, and I would stick with the Bible. Because some people are not called to be able to go into dark places and pull people out. And I mean this because whenever you are doing any type of reading, okay, your job is to pull people out of bondage so that they can see themselves. It's like your job sometimes is to snatch somebody's shadow and turn it around as a reflection so that people can see themselves, so that they can make the necessary improvements in their lives, so that they can become better than what you talking about they ain't. That is what you're really, diviners are supposed to be helping you understand divinity. That's it. Any work that they have to do is called for them to do as an individual practitioner, not for you to do it with them, unless you're doing something like something group. But a lot of times that don't even be good. A lot of times people shouldn't even do group rituals and stuff like that, because some of y'all be pregnant, y'all be drawing on for y'all babies, y'all be drawing off y'all children, and some of y'all are imps. Some of these spiritualists are imps. And what an imp is, it's a being or an entity that has a little bit of power that they can project to certain things in certain situations. Because their influence is to change and challenge the truth. So if it's the truth, they are trained to turn your truth into a lie. Watch them. This is something that I'm getting, and I'm going to go with it. 32 minutes. This is something that people want to change your mind. People want to change your mind. But let me tell you why they want to change your mind. They want to change your mind because you're on to them. Because if you have any God conscious and you sit in a room with a terrible reader, you are going to discover them and you're going to call them out. And then you are going to be getting into spiritual fights with false prophets. This is going to be a very hard problem for you, because when you get in a fight with a false prophet and they are in covenant with something, you are going to have to fight with their covenant. When people say covenant, they just mean that you have made a contract to do a working with a group of other individuals, that you guys are on the same mindset, same wave frequency, and same accord. So when people say coven, they want to be like, oh, it's a witch, it's a witch, it's a witch. Y'all don't even know what a witch is. A witch is only somebody with a switch. They wanted to call a witch a woman with a stick. A mother who would whoop you when you act up. That's a witch. A woman with a switch. A rod to correct something. Why is everybody mad at that? Man, when I was young, my mother used to switch my butt. Sure did. because I was a rebel. I was doing things my own way. I was finding clover in the yard. I was eating it. And let me tell you something. It was helping me stay healthy all this time. Now you can't reverse me. Because when I was little, I was on a discovery zone. My whole life was a discovery. That's why wherever I am right now, no one can change me away from that place. They only can advance me to a new place. You can't change me in my space. You can only advance me to a new space. Because guess what? I'm already there. I'm just waiting for the move. That's how you are. You're already there. You're just waiting on the move. This card keeps staring at me. It says, I prioritize self-care and well-being here. Every sip I take refines me. Every bath I take cleanses me, mind, body, and soul. Every morsel of food I eat nourishes me. All my investments, everything I implement in myself reaps me amazing results. I don't have an angel number on here. Excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, it got a little bit itchy. Sorry. No disrespect. I don't want to be rude or disrespectful. Okay. Let me turn my mic up. I don't want to be rude or disrespectful. I'm sorry for the little scratchy nose. Thank you. Okay. All right. So I hope I didn't say that too loud. Okay. All right. But I do want to acknowledge, when I do something that's, lackluster. But I don't have to acknowledge everything that I do that ain't lackluster. Okay. Because it doesn't necessarily require for me to do that. If people want to look for perfection, look within yourself. If you want perfection, look within yourself. But don't expect things outside of you to be just as perfect as you. Okay? And don't even look at other people as perfection. Not unless you in love with them. They'd be like, oh, perfection. Nobody's going to be mad at that. But if you're going to be like, you need to be perfect, I hate you. That's crazy, isn't it? I'm going to post this video. It's 37 minutes. You not know I watch people get on their lives and they would go for 2 and 3 and 4 hours. It's easy when you got something to say to talk for 37 minutes. But will other people listen? Yes. You listening. And if you made it all the way here, you listening. But that's good because, see, at the end of my videos is when I give you what you need. So go ahead and fast forward to the end. At least we know you watched it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold back the price to the end. I ain't going to tell y'all. That's what they do for them infomercials anyways. When they doing promotional videos and stuff like that, they be like, oh, come in. It was so funny. I was watching Master P. I was coming on there because, I talk strong about Master P. I think Master P is the inventor of trap. Now, people that love T.I., they'll say, you don't know what you're talking about. T.I. is the trap king. And I'll be thinking like, I don't know, because Master P did the big thing with the trapping and the reason why he was the most successful at establishing what trap really was to me is because he's the one that took his work and put it in his trunk and sold it out the back of his car till he made millions. Then, at the time he was doing it, he was lifting other people up. So as he was building himself, he was building others. He was building empires on other people while he was establishing them within his empire. That's empirical. So he got on there. We talking about promotion here. I just had to go there because I went there. Because I really I acknowledge his ability to be able to take something from nothing and make it great. Something from a little bit of nothing. But what he had was a big plan. He had a great idea. This great idea is what honored him. He had the most thuggish rappers on his label. No Limit Records. He had some of the most busiest, bumpinest, bouncingest entertainers in the music rap industry. Okay? That's how you know you the king. Anyways, I don't even think he's the king. I think he's the emperor of the game. I want to hate on Master P. Why he quietly somewhere cooking. He ain't worried about none of these rap wars because he already overcome it. That's what you want to be. You want to overcome your genre. You want to change it into something that's bigger and better than anything it is that anybody has ever seen. I can do it. I can do it even with reading cards. I can have ministers and bishops from churches who used to think that this was a nightmare for them. And I can have them turn around and be like, victory! Look at God. Make you face your fears so that you can be able to lead the masses rightfully. Rightfully. That's the kind of power you got. So when you prioritize self-care and you look after your well-being, you are going to be able to fulfill your 12th house with ease. And the things that you're giving up, you already know that it's putting you here. Look at that. Sowing a seed. Whatever you sacrifice in your 12th house is sowing you a seed. That's on a Pisces read. So with the Pisces, it means that you're going to have a open heart. Your emotions going to have to be intact for you to be able to sacrifice and give something and seed something that you can't see immediately now. I done got everything over everything. We're going to have to just flow with whatever. I was trying to stack it up and make it neat, but it looked like it fell apart on me. I'm up here looking like, oh, that works too. Let me pick that up. Oh, yeah, that one too. It's saying that. Oh, what? So what we have right here, first of all, we have the Four of Coins here with security here and stability. So this is about your security and stability here. And we're talking about the Nine of Cups in harmony. So you are coming off as a reliable energy that you want harmony. So you want stability and harmony. And this is what you're going to attain by establishing these seeds, because this is what you're trying to bring into discovery here. You're trying to bring into discovery here how you're going to be able to take the seeds that you are sowing and make them into, a very abundant experience that you want to have right here. And if you look at this depiction, because this depiction, these are the cards that I had, established when I pulled for you. So you have the Ten of Pentacles. And you say, oh, these are all good cards. Well, why? Because it looked like it's diamond and pearls and stuff? Because it's sparkling and shining? Don't you know that when you're reading tarot cards, you're talking about fire, water, and earth elements? That you're talking about the energy that fire brings, the energy that water brings, the energy that air brings, and the energy that earth brings. Okay, so if you're looking at things from a non-practical standpoint, you're not going to understand the spirit thing. Because if you're looking at a thing from a spiritual mindset first, you must be divine. You must have no expectations over the natural. You must have no expectations over the emotion. the outcome. You cannot have no expectation if you are not going to look at things from a practical standpoint first and then look into it from a spiritual aspect. That's how you rightly divide the truth. It's first naturally looking at a thing and then coming to the understanding of what it spiritually means for you then, after. Or if you're making a decision, you need to look at it from a moral compass. Is this going to make me feel good by me just doing this? I don't know how it's going to feel while I'm doing it, but am I doing it? Is it going to make me feel bad by me just thinking about doing it? But this is the reason why you're sowing a seed of sacrifice here, which is of yourself. I was listening to somebody today. They was talking about, oh, this is the biggest sacrifice, Astro Queen. This is the biggest sacrifice, is you. And it's so funny that people say that, but when they go and talk about the genre of music, they'll say, oh, people sold their soul. They sacrificed themselves. Why is everybody making up all this crazy stuff? You are sacrificing yourself so that you can be a servant to the people. That's what it's about. People don't want to give you credit. That's why Swahi is like, nobody don't care about my music. Because when you put all your undying internal work into a project and people turn around and make it look like, oh, you sold your soul to the devil. I did. I gave everything that I had to something that don't even respect what it is that I'm doing. So really, the person that's responsible for how this individual is feeling is you. Because did you support them? Did you value them? And then you can say, it's your fault because you thought I actually liked you, but I actually didn't. Is that your fault? So when I look at celebrities, when I look at people in hierarchy positions, when I look at idols that people look up to, I look at their lives like they just like me and you. They're on a journey to fulfill their life purpose by any means necessary. Some of you are weak because you don't know how to do that. You rather sit up here and judge me, look at me and talk about how you don't like me and what I look like instead of going for what you feel like your purpose is in life. Because sometimes your purpose in life is just to be a distractor or be a detractor. Somebody say, maybe not. I used to be like that, but I was doing this for research. Because I wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. You were about to try to make me do. You're going to sit up there and give me advice and try to make me do. So now I only can talk about what I've experienced. And then I ask God to give me the wisdom to be able to divide the word that you need to know about my experience. That's what I'm here for. So I'm very excited to be able to have a conversation with you about this kind of thing. You want to be able to give yourself to something that you can get something from. This is what we've been talking about this whole time. From volunteering your services, giving of your self-sacrifice, to sowing a seed with the Six of Pentacles here, and to be able to detach from the outcome here. Because you got it. See, this is connected to her, but look, she is not attached to her. She has become her own emotional fulfillment. So she is not attached to it. She has become her wish fulfillment. Look at this. This is a rebirthing happening here. Anybody coming through here is on rebirth, is doing your rebirth here. Now, you may not think this is not powerful, but it truly is. So you might be talking about an Aquarius here, or you talking about Aquarius energy, which talks about, releasing things that no longer serve you and being open to the possibilities of something new or stardom, fame, in the spotlight. Somebody take a look at you. Look at that. So you could be releasing things so that you can be your own wish fulfillment here. So you have the star energy here of hope. And then you have the 10 of crystals here for resource. So your hope is that you embody the 10 of pentacles, that you embody financial prosperity, that you embody abundance and success. That's what you want to do here. You want to embody goodness, and you want to feel it on the emotional level. You want that emotional fulfillment. This is why people give and volunteer their time, because they want to feel something more than what they've been given. What they given and what they've been giving. Or they want to pay it forward. Some people feel so in gratitude to the divine here that they just want to give all that they can so that God can see the appreciation of their heart's desires. That the divine is everything to you, and that you are so grateful for the divine's attention to your circumstance in your life, and paying attention to your desires, your needs, and your purposes, your destiny. Almost got a little teary-eyed here. Because when the divine loves you, you are sure to have success. Special angelic force here. Can you see the clouds gathering? The angelic force is on my side and guards and protects my love, my finance, and my body. The Red Robin. For me, the Red Robin is in my spirit guide normally. The other day it was so funny. I was riding with someone and I was helping them do like medical rides and stuff like that. And, giving up my service, what I can. And, just to be helpful, not just necessarily just to support someone else's vision, but to support these communities of people who are underserved, where I can put an effort into helping them. It's people in this world, especially elderly people. They are so underprivileged and they are so underrated. But if it had not been for my elders, I could not be able to stand before you with power today. That's why I give gratitude to the divine. Because it is the wisdom of the old that gives us the opportunity to have success in our life at any level. Because we all could be slaves in our own mind, not even having the gumption to think about what being free is. Having a freedom of thought, or freedom of spirit, or freedom of body. Now, I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. I normally don't talk about politics, even though I could probably be a politician. But what I want to say is, the Democrat has its strengths, and so does the Republican. Because we all are a body. And somebody do have to take the initiative lead. However, if you want to talk about stealing away my personal rights, I'm going to not vote for you. Period. If you're talking about making life more difficult than it already is for me, so that you can feel like you have got justified in a political arena, I'm not going to vote for you. If you don't help the community at large of black, brown, white, poor people, and wealthy people, I don't want to work with you. Because we don't do prejudices like that. If somebody comes on my channel on a live and they want to spam, we just gonna remove you, because what you're gonna do is jam up the. What people don't say about that is when people spamming your lives, they are jamming up your feed so that you don't get a chance to have that connection to real life people that want to hear your message. It's not the people that are listening to you necessarily. It is bots. So when you take your energy to go and have conversation with a bot, you're basically falling for whatever the hype is that this bot is trying to do to your channel. Okay, the bot might be trying to slow your feed so that they can keep up with the people that are what they're saying. So you might have a distraction come in on your feed, and they just want you to slow down with your message because you're getting a lot of responses that don't have nothing to do with a bot. You got real people talking to you. So these bots are going to get on like, oh, check out my porn channel, or, oh, the devil is a lie and Christians suck and you are the devil and your mama is a bee and your wig is ugly and let's talk about your teeth and how about your hands and oh my God, your eyes. Look at your eyes. Your eyes are blue. Ooh, look, must be the devil. Instead of you doing that with the energy, it takes away from you really being able to tap in a message and be able to give it, because you actually have the power. Because we are a frequency and because we are on a wave, you know, those hertz. When your vibration raises very high very quickly, it messes up the hertz. So the algorithm is twisted. So you got to have a bot to slow your work down. This is what you're not fighting against flesh and blood. You're not fighting against the people. Because when you fight against the people, you fight against yourself. Because everybody has something to offer. Even knowledge. When you see bots come on, now it's your opportunity to be like, oop, a bot. I must be on the right track. Let's keep going. That's what you're going to do. Let's keep going. So I see here a clean slate. So sometimes people do work because they want an opportunity to a clean spiritual slate. So a lot of times people will volunteer their time because they have done so many reckless, illicit, disdain things toward maybe other individuals in their life that they just want to make up for it. So say for instance, they were a part of a group that, were scamming and stealing people's, all their life money, in the beekeeper story. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to be one of these readers that sit up here and pretend like, they don't actually watch TV sometimes or go on a date at the movies. And that anything that you watch may influence your next read. I'm not going to pretend like that. Because everything is everything. But at least I'm going to say that. Because I know the reason why I'm adding this as a part of a discussion in a read that I'm doing for you. Because you need to understand how you can get smoked out by a beekeeper. Just so they can make a clean slate. Now, what I'm also feeling too is that, and this is strong, I feel, and this is coming to the end, I hear it. What is getting ready to happen in your life is going to change the trajectory of your genre. So say, for instance, you were in the tarot community. What you are about to establish in that community is what they've been hating on this whole time. That you have the ability to evolve past all their learnings. Even 300,000 views. subscribers. Because of what you've got, they've been in search for it ever since they started the process. They've been wanting to be that par 54 and they never could get there because whatever the challenges they ran into, they weren't able to overcome their shadow. They weren't able to overcome retribution. They weren't being able to overcome karma. They weren't able to overcome the reaping of the harvest and the sowing. So because these people have not been able to overcome these things in the beginning, they are now looking to see what's the next step going to be. You know, I hear this saying that he said that he called you for such a time like this. And it's so funny because I hear readers and all they do is scream. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not mad at nobody, but all they do, listen, my mic is up. So I can advise you to just turn your volume down. But when I'm not talking in the microphone, the way I'm talking is clear. But I hear people that don't even have a microphone and they be like, yeah. I'd be like, click, and coming off. Because what you want to do with your cry aloud and spare not is you want to knock me off kilter so that I only can pay attention to the words that you're screaming. Because see, when you are in your clairs, sound is very important to you. So when you hear certain sounds and frequencies, it grabs your attention. This is why when you are in realms, you unlock doors with your volume. Some of you readers, y'all walk through doors and y'all banging up against the walls, y'all waking up these energies, and then they coming out after you. Because you got a big mouth. Because when you're coming through, instead of holding it as a sacred experience, people think that you can't monetize off of something sacred, but that's a lie. People been wanting to see the Ark of the Covenant pen to see that thing for 100 years. Let me turn my volume down. Because when I said Ark of the Covenant, I got a reverb. Some people are so ghetto, spiritually ghetto. You say ghetto, spiritually ghetto. That means you on a low level of spirituality. You are an urban decay of spirituality. You are the grunge of the spirit. Heavy metal. And those are all the energies that you're awakening. You are awakening every loud, destructive, chaotic energy, and you are telling them to come after the calm. Because only thing that a loud, destructive energy is going to do is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to go out and tear it up, okay? Be loud, mosh pit me. Yeah. So some of you readers, that's what y'all do. Y'all wake the dead. Wake up! Go get them! But what y'all don't realize, in a time like this, you got somebody who can stand with all they six. Ooh, I heard it clear. Can stand with your six. Because somebody watching. Who got my six? Okay. I was supposed to look at Life Path 5, number 5. I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh my God, I just went there. This is crazy. I don't even know if can I watch this? I was just posting. Anybody can see it. So it says Life Path number 5, career. In your career, it's looking like it's to discover new things and find new space. You might be drawn to careers involving traveling, which one of my cards said, which the Gemini message was to learn something new about a foreign country. That's on par. Involving traveling, marketing, hospitality, or events, filmmaking, entertainment, journalism, touring, coaching, research, events, and PR. Ooh, I could do PR good. Innovation, business consulting, and sales. You are a multi talented individual who craves freedom, adventure, and excitement. And your roles in life need to deliver that in order to capture your attention. We just talked about that. Because you ain't catching my attention by be like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be like, oh, Jesus. This, can we please? I don't care if you loud. But if you ain't saying nothing and you loud, I'm like, why could you not have said that? Just a little bit more calm. I'm going to be one of them ones. I'm going to think it, but I ain't going to text it to you because you know you loud. You know it. Because when I've been loud before, let me tell you, when I stop talking, I'd be like, ooh, it's quiet up in here. I'm the loudest one in the room. So you know when you being loud, okay? You know. You know when you waking up stuff. Okay? So be mindful. Because sometimes when you're not in control. When you get loud, it's like you have a powerful gift, but you're not in control because you be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, if you're not entertaining us that way, then why? Why? I have never heard nobody scream a book. Never. If I heard it's like, I prioritize my self-care and well-being. That's crazy as hell. Who's doing that? Only time you're doing that is when you are trying to channel in this energy. Oh my God, no. You trying to channel in self-care? Scream it then, damn it. I love me. I don't know if I'm going to post this. I just didn't went all the way off. But I'm glad you guys are still here hanging out with me while I'm just going out. Okay? I'm going out. All right? But I want to talk to you about the method of madness, being fearless. This is what's all coming up. Oh, I have another one. We have your ancestors, your spiritual support team here. You have most of all. All right, so we getting ready to bring it in. Most of all, what do you want to say, Holy Spirit? Most of all, what? Heart shield weapons. Protect your heart. So you're going to be given you're going to be awarded a heart shield weapon. A heart shield weapon for everybody who stayed to the whole 108 minutes. I pray for you that God would give you the gifts, the creativity, and the weaponry to guard your heart away from people trying to hurt it. Anything that tries to hurt it, that you would immediately be blocked. Even if it's a trigger statement, that it be blocked from your hearing so that you can have a very successful experience. Because in this genre, you better believe people are going to try to trigger your life, especially when you're on an uphill when you're going up the escalator. As you're going up the escalator, baby, because this is not no steps. This is something that you step on that one step, you took that first step, you're going to be escalated. I hear that word so clear. Escalation station. Oh. So most of all, escalate. Most of all, escalate. Most of all, out of all this message, raise. Answer the call. Jasmine's been called. Answer the call. Answer the call. Answer. Answer. Longitude. X marks the diamond spot. So it looks like whatever your discovery is, you know where it's at. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I might have to split this bad boy up in a couple. But maybe I can put this first message as my first 2-hour message because I know how to go. What I want to say to you is this. When I first started off this reading, it started with, when I did if you go back to my Gemini read, you'll see that in my Gemini read, we talked about this story. This story, I could hear her cursing along before I found her splashing in the small river. She kept diving down and reappearing, looking agitated and holding muddy rocks. I asked what she was doing, and she explained that she was trying to unearth rare aquatic crystals that were said to be in the area. As a mermaid, she was especially qualified to do the work. Now let's talk about it. Why was she especially qualified to do the work? 111 on the clock. She was especially qualified to do the work because she had the natural ability to be able to dive deep. But when she was diving, she kept on coming up empty. Fool's gold. This particular time, somebody interacted with her. And they asked her, what you doing? It looked like you're doing it wrong. Look at you down there digging in the water, and the only thing you down there cussing and agitated, and look at you. You ain't even coming up with nothing. So they thought. But you knew that X marks the diamond dark. So she knew. And she just kept going down until she could get it back up. She kept going down until she had something worth something. She kept going down. She said, I know it's here. I can feel it. That's why in the Gemini reading, it was saying to trust your intuition. Not your friends, not your neighbors, not what you think. Trust your intuition, because your intuition is not your thinking. Your intuition comes from the subconscious part of your mind, and it brings that knowledge to the consciousness. So then you can now, reverb it, echo it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This probably is something like a sermon, because this word was given to me 2 days ago. And I was given the word that if I did not complete it, I would be feeling some type of grief. So I decided to do the work because I don't want to grieve on my workmanship. I'm sowing the seed. And it doesn't matter if you don't know what that is, because I know. So you have a modal operator, logical connections. You have intuitive. You have a modal attitude. You have necessity, possibility, belief, and knowledge. Physics and high mantra. Didicto. Binding, scope, and formula. Those are your words. So if you want to go back and take a look at how you're going to find X marks the spot, you're going to look at necessity, possibility, belief, and knowledge. You're going to think about physics, how you are moving. And you're going to talk about high mantras, how you are lifting yourself, how you are moving in your mental. How do you believe in yourself? How do you speak to yourself? What words are you saying? And your didicto, your binding scope, formula. So that's what you're going to be looking into with your temperance. You're going to be looking at how you mix things up and how you sow your seeds here, where you're planting things. Artesian. So this is an art. So you have an art of discovery. So you must have used to have a gift. I see the Six of Cups popping up somewhere. I don't know where you at, but you hear it. The Six of Cups is about God-given abilities here. And it looks like you have been given this God-given ability. On the Artesian, we have Psalms 103, 46, 39, and 5. We got the space center here in the sun. Splendor in heavenly bodies differ from the sun and the moon. Splendor in stars are differ from another. Welcome change. Nexus. Information technology. Procurement. And unconscious bias. Artesian. Something about the Kennedy Space Center. Procurement. Longitude. Unabridged. Cab. Civil aeronomic bold. Byline. I am the way to the suit and a light. So watch your horizons. Watch about how far this frequency can go. I.e. When someone says I.e., what do they mean? Let me make sure I got this correct. I.e. Hey Siri. Can you tell me something about I.e.?
Here's what I found.
That is. It's a Latin word for that is. Longitude. Long. That is. So your journey that is long is going to, so you got a long journey ahead. But you got that byline. Hold on. Hey Siri, can you give me some information about a byline?
Here's some information.
So your byline is your name. So the byline is the name that you are using. So apparently it's something about your name that's going to take you a long way. Ooh-wee. That is. So whatever your name is, your attitude, it's going to take you where you need to go. It's the X that marks the spot. It's your name. It's so funny because that in one of my readings, I said, the only thing that you really own is your name. That's the only thing. So if you make a good name for yourself, it's going to go a long way with you. And if you make a bad name for yourself, it's going to go a long way with you. But it looks like here you got a clean slate. So it's saying when you change your name, you can change your attitude, your aptitude. When you change your name, you can change your attitude. So your name is going to take you far. Ashe. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad you guys came here to join me. It's 120 minutes and I could probably go on and on and on. But for the sake of time, I'm going to quit right here because it looks like most of all, I want you to understand that if you continue to stand on your name, stand for what you believe, you're going to go up the escalator. Most of all, continue to excel. Keep your name righteous. Don't worry about what people are saying about you because they're going to say some stuff, especially if they don't know how you coming. They don't know where you came from. But if they go back and look, since at the little people, they'll see you always been there. You never sent them negative energy. If you didn't like what they were saying, you just clicked off with respect. You came back to visit them, to want to see if there was any changes being made. And if it was to your liking, you rock with them. I don't subscribe to too many of these people's channels because then they think you they guy. I'm waiting on mentorship. I don't have time for that. I subscribe sometimes to people's channels because I feel like I believe in them. But I don't watch TV enough to subscribe to everybody that I believe in. I don't. I don't watch TikTok that much. YouTube, I watch a little bit. Okay? Only reason why I'm on this platform is because I'm being called to do this work. Can you tell? I'm called to do this work. I don't care about what nobody's talking about. I don't care what nobody's talking about. Because I know whose I am. So if I don't belong to your covenant, I belong to a covenant. And it might not concern you too much. Unless you make it about your business. And then we're going to have a conversation. Anyways, I think we talked. Holy Spirit, did I say everything that I needed to say? Yes. Music. So I guess I gotta sing. What we singing? I used to think that I wasn't fine enough. And I used to think that I wasn't wild enough. But I won't waste my time trying to figure out why you playing games. What's it all about? And I can't believe you're hurting me. I met your girl, what a difference. What you see in her, you don't see in me. But I guess it was all just make believe. Oh, love. Never knew what I was missing. But I knew once we started kissing, I found you. I found you. You. I don't know, but I guess that was the song that came to my head. So I guess I love y'all. And I never knew what I was missing until I found YouTube. We love you, YouTube. Nah, I'm just playing. Anyways, it's been an hour and 31 minutes. Who knew I could do this? What's so beautiful is that I have a Bigo channel, you guys, and I want you guys to check me out on Bigo. Alright? And when I do, I just be on there. I'll be like, y'all gonna watch me eat and sleep? And then, like, when I get downloads, I just give them out there. You know why? Because because a lot of times I get downloads and no one's around. And so I can't just be like, I'm, I can't be like, I'm about to have a conversation. Excuse me. Ooh. Well, I'm starting to get the little hiccups and the burps. So I think this is time to end. Thank you guys for watching me. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. Okay? I thank you so much again. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please come back and visit with me on the next one. Peace. Oh, this is the Knackologgy 101. You just been knocked up. Love you. Peace.